Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome. My name is Rebecca Whalen. I'm the Executive Officer at the UTS Business School. Graduations are one of the university's most important events, and we are delighted to resume ceremonies in 2022. I would now like to introduce the people who are here on stage. Seated at the centre of the stage is Emeritus Professor Jill McHugh, who will preside over this ceremony. The Emeritus Professor is joined by Professor Natalie Stoyanov, Director of the Intellectual Property Program in the Faculty of Law and our occasional speaker today, Professor Anita Stumke, Dean of the Faculty of Law, who will be presenting graduates, and Associate Professor David Waller, Head of the Marketing Discipline Group at UTS Business School, who will also be presenting graduates today. The other people seated on stage are professors, academic and professional staff from faculties and institutes who have played an important role in the success of today's graduates. It now gives me great pleasure to invite Emeritus Professor Jill McHugh to formally open proceedings.
In the name of the Council, I declare this congregation of the University of Technology, Sydney, duly assembled. On behalf of the University of Technology, Sydney, before we begin the proceedings, and on behalf of all those present, I acknowledge and pay respect to the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. It is upon their ancestral lands that UTS stands. I pay respect to the elders both past and present, acknowledging them as traditional custodians of knowledge for this place. In this graduation ceremony, we will celebrate the conferral of awards upon graduates from the Faculty of Law and the UTS Business School. And today's ceremony marks a great achievement for graduates and recognises the support which they have received from family and friends, many of whom who are here today. We warmly welcome all of you, and together we celebrate the achievements of the graduates. Completing a degree is a significant achievement in anyone's life, and we should never underestimate the sacrifices made and the hard work undertaken that has led you here today. We will celebrate with each graduate as they cross the stage, but first of all, let's begin the celebrations by congratulating them to begin with. Congratulations. On behalf of the university, I'd particularly like to express our appreciation for the patience of all today's graduates and families and friends. We have waited out the pandemic to attend this special milestone event. It's been a difficult 2.5 years for people in all corners of the globe, and today we acknowledge the impact on our UTS community and celebrate our resilience. So we're delighted that you are all here today. We hope it will be a memorable occasion for everyone. Graduation can be as important to family and friends as it is to the graduates, and indeed it is important to the university. So on behalf of all of us at UTS, and in concert with their graduates, I would like to say thank you to the family members and friends joining us. And graduates, could you please now show your families and friends how much we appreciate their support. Thank you. I'm just going to say a couple of things to our graduates. This is a turning point in your life. I know that many of you perhaps have already started work, but today you are graduating from a world-leading University of Technology, and we are Australia's #1 young university. At UTS, you've gained a lot of knowledge, you've learnt many new skills, you've learnt how to communicate your ideas, and you've discovered, we hope, how to work effectively with others. For some of you, that occurred in an international context, but for all of you graduating today, this graduation from UTS marks your emergence as a global citizen. You will be held in high esteem thanks to the high quality education you've received, so please be proud when you remember that. Life after graduation will bring you both opportunities and challenges, and you'll encounter a lot of opportunities as you start and continue in your careers, and you might enjoy exciting prospects internationally as borders open again. Importantly, you will have opportunities to influence the lives of others and the quality of those lives, both in Australia and across the globe. Equally, there will be challenges you face after graduation. Scrutiny and expectation from society is high and is only increasing over time. So let me just mention two guiding principles to leave you with. The first is to use your knowledge and skills for the very best interests of humanity, including future generations, because the future depends on all of us using our talents for the benefit of the world and its communities in which we live our lives. Your contribution will ensure a more prosperous, inclusive and sustainable future for people everywhere. So as a UTS graduate, ensure you leave the world in a better place through your efforts and contribution. And the second thing is, always remember throughout your career to maintain the highest professional and personal integrity. You will face, as everyone does, ethical dilemmas and challenges, personally and professionally. And I ask you all, as UTS graduates, to remember your professional pride, because this is essential if your integrity and the worth of your UTS education is to be maintained. In large part, you have the efforts and ethics of the many UTS graduates who came before to thank you for the university's reputation. And all of you graduating today may well join a professional organisation to which you owe a duty to the court in the case of law graduates, and duty to society on a wider scale. So maintain that obligation to protect that reputation, not only for yourselves, but also for the graduates of tomorrow. Finally, I also want you to continue to enjoy the benefits of an ongoing relationship with UTS as your university. So stay connected to us. We are a world-class institution, and stay curious. This will not be the end of your learning journey, and we look forward to you continuing your journey with us in the years ahead. There are over 245,000 UTS alumni around the world in various professions, and the Alumni Office will help you maintain your connection to UTS, no matter where your careers and lives take you. So, on behalf of the Council of the University of Technology, Sydney, I congratulate all of our UTS graduates on their achievements in obtaining the awards for which they have qualified. Congratulations again. I now invite Professor Anita Stumke, Dean of the Faculty of Law, to present graduates.
Emeritus Professor McHugh, I invite graduates in the Faculty of Law to stand. Emeritus Professor McHugh, the UTS Council has resolved that candidates recommended to it by the Faculty Board in Law are eligible for awards, having completed all requirements of a course of study approved by the Board, and has conferred these awards upon them. Emeritus Professor McHugh, I now present those graduates from the Faculty of Law who are here before you to acknowledge the awards for which they have qualified.
On behalf of the Council of the University of Technology, Sydney, I congratulate graduates on their achievements in obtaining the awards for which they have qualified.
Graduates, please be seated. Emeritus Professor McHugh, we will now present to you our coursework graduates receiving awards today.
The following students have graduated with the Bachelor of Business with Distinction, Bachelor of Laws: Stephen Gary Vincent Bezzina, Christian Lorenzo Cicchitelli. Ravi Dota. Cassandra Dewi Sabalo Hermosa. Adam Kennedy Hunt. Alicia Lee. Sally Ann Liljeqvist. Bonnie Liu. Jared Cornell McLaughlin. Rebecca Parker. Mark Kirolos Saeed. Shafin Saleh. Nadim Charlie Sara. Taylor Alexandra Snow. Sharad Soni. Trenching Kenneth Wu. Bachelor of Business with Credit, Bachelor of Laws, James Peter Antonenas. Katharina Angelina Curry. Chantel Dung. Diomira da Silva. Catherine Du. Ruth Farr. Peter Francis. Amy Hahn. Tony Issa. Luma Khatib. Teresa Zhilin Liang. Amelia Grace Malone. Thomas Miletic. Allegra Jane Parker. Adrian Ripepi. Claudia Robinson. Ayushma Sapkota. Tania Sheriff. Wei Jun Si Tu. Nicholas Luke Spiller. Daniel John David Thomas Broom. Bachelor of Laws, Rumesa Abjur Ulara. Kimberly Da Costa.
Emeritus Professor McHugh. This concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Law.
I now invite Associate Professor David Waller, Head of Marketing Discipline Group of the UTS Business School, to present graduates.
Emeritus Professor McHugh. I invite the graduates in the UTS Business School to stand. Emeritus Professor McHugh, the UTS Council has resolved that candidates recommended to it by the Faculty Board in Business as eligible for awards have completed all requirements of a course of study approved by the Board and has conferred these awards upon them. Emeritus Professor McHugh, I now present those graduates from the UTS Business School who are here before you to acknowledge the awards for which they have qualified.
On behalf of the Council of the University of Technology, Sydney, I congratulate the graduates on their achievements in obtaining the awards for which they have qualified.
Graduates, please be seated. Emeritus Professor McHugh. We will now present to you our coursework graduates receiving awards today.
The following students have graduated with the Master of Marketing, Jirudikul Akarasiri Pawang. Valeria De Mauro. Simran Lama. Teshiana Muralidharan. Nivedita Pradeep Kumar. Megita Elfreda Sayaputri. Evelyn Spanodakis. Yu Ye U. Master of Marketing, Bachelor of Business, Mei Bing Zheng. Graduate Diploma in Marketing with Credit, Sophia Lily Costa. Bachelor of Business with Distinction, Eddie Abraham. Rebecca Marie Bennett. Jessica Rose Dillon. Zach William Gleason. Shannon King. Emily Liu. James McGrory. Jessica Kate Pearson. Charlotte Grace Robbie. Bridget Grace Roach. Sabrina Singh. Michael Schoolis. Sean E. Young. Bachelor of Business with Credit, Mahnoor Ahmad. Georgina Maria Arani. Ashley Bailey. Jocelyn Chalita. Li Ying Lily Chen. Richard Cheng. Natalie Cortez. Michael Johan. Michelle Lee Duan. Alexander Furness. Renee Gritter. Mi-Lin Huang. Isabella Hunter. Ivana Kapusta. Tamara Katsi. Anna Marie Christensen. Jin Liu. Alexander Nguyen. Vo Ho An Nguyen. Hubert Min Chiet Nguyen Ne. Madison O'Neill. Vincent Phan. Cameron Pitts. Kim Mi Kwok. Lachlan Taverner Stanwell. Catherine Tsiakulas. Anthony Jason Vasili. Bachelor of Business, Nikki Choi. Bronte Charlotte Lucas Stose. Jumana Fahuri. Ishan Gupta. Anne Alice Ho. Carlos Gabriel Ison. Lena Kim Dwa Lachan. Kongmen Lin. Oswell Maximilian. Mia Malins. Amelia Jane Sito. Aaron Su. Freeman Tam. Xiaoqing Tang. Albert William Chong. Annie Tiantong Wang. Ritong Wu. Bachelor of Business, Agata Rianita.
Emeritus Professor McHugh. This concludes the presentation of graduates from the UTS Business School.
Emeritus Professor McHugh. Before I introduce the occasional speaker, I'd wish to add my congratulations to all our new graduates, law and business. Very well done. Our occasional speaker today is Professor Natalie Stoyanov. Professor Stoyanov has been the Director of the Intellectual Property Program at the Faculty of Law here at UTS since 2008. She's the Chair of the Indigenous Knowledge Forum Committee, member of the UTS Commercialisation Advisory Panel, and is currently co-convener of the Technology and Intellectual Property Research Cluster and past convener of the China Law Research Group. She's been appointed to the Australian Research Council College of Experts and is a Fellow of the Australian Academy of Law. Her international leadership, both academically and professionally, has resulted in her election in 2021 as President of the Asian Pacific Copyright Association. As a joint recipient of an Australian Research Council Discovery Grant, Natalie has investigated intellectual property enforcement and awareness building in the People's Republic of China and has published widely on the topic as well as on Chinese taxation and business law. More recently, she's led the Garrawonga project, supported by an Australian Research Council linkage grant, investigating the formation of a competent authority to protect Indigenous knowledge. And just last month, completed the rapid review on taxation and fiscal policy for a circular economy as part of a multidisciplinary team funded by New South Wales Circular, a New South Wales government-funded body with the mission of delivering a zero-carbon circular economy in New South Wales. Natalie is a co-author of the Federation Press publication, Intellectual Property Law, Text and Essential Cases, adopted by several Australian universities and now in its 5th edition. Natalie is a chartered tax advisor of the Taxation Institute and was a member of the New South Wales board of the Australia-China Business Council for 15 terms, including as Vice President and Chair of the Education Subcommittee. Currently, she is serving on the National Standing Committee on Energy, the Environment and Agriculture. I'm very proud of my colleague. That's a remarkable achievement, Professor Stoyanov, and it gives me great pleasure to invite Professor Natalie Stoyanov now to deliver the occasional address.
Emeritus Professor Jill McHugh, members of council, staff, distinguished guests, graduates, your families and friends. I too would like to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, upon whose ancestral lands UTS City Campus finds itself. I pay respect to their elders, both past and present, acknowledging them as the traditional custodians of country and knowledge for this place. Graduates, what a journey. You have demonstrated your capacity for resilience, reaching this important milestone in your life, given the immense challenges our society has faced through the devastation of bushfires, floods, the global pandemic of COVID, and also war. But your journey has only just begun, and we hope that the values of this institution and attributes developed here help guide you on this journey. As the Dean of Law, Professor Stumke just told you, I'm a professor in the law faculty here, managing and teaching in the postgraduate intellectual property program. But some of you might also know me from the undergraduate subjects, climate law and carbon markets, and intellectual property and traditional knowledge. Both topic areas are of significance globally and politically, and form the basis of my research and quest for social environmental responsibility. Through my teaching, I hope to have a real-world impact on student learning, encouraging a thirst for discovery and engagement, equipping students with the critical and analytical skills to navigate the quagmire of our regulatory system and seek to change it for the better. This is not only relevant to those of you graduating in law today, but also for those of you graduating from the business school. I don't have to tell you how significant it is that businesses engage with the multitude of challenges we must face, and has to play their role in environmental and social responsibility by empowering people and their communities, enabling community leadership and community service. Who hasn't heard of climate change? It is constantly in the media. It affects all aspects of our future survival, economically, socially, ethically, and of course environmentally. We have already seen it in action, and there is more to come. Consider what role the law has in dealing with these challenges to mitigate the effects of climate change or enable adaptation to our changing environment. And consider also what businesses have to play in that particular pathway. Whether you decide your path is more in a corporate commercial sphere, general practice, or human rights space, the climate change will be here, and we have to deal with it. My own research has focused on the use of the taxation system to address the environmental challenges today. In fact, I've been researching and writing on this topic for more than 2 decades. Just recently, I've been working with a multidisciplinary team to complete the rapid review on taxation fiscal policy for a circular economy, a New South Wales initiative which has now become a national initiative under Circular Australia. It's encouraging businesses, government and communities to work together and eliminate waste, developing new technologies and encouraging future resilience. And before becoming an academic, I was practicing as a solicitor, having worked for a boutique tax firm, starting straight out from university and then moving into the intellectual property practice group of a large firm. Both were excellent training grounds for my future career, but being chained to timesheets of 6-minute intervals, that wasn't for me. I wanted to help those entrepreneurs who were starting their businesses or small family firms who were often the real technology innovators but could not afford the services of the large law firms. I took the plunge and started my own legal practice, focusing on intellectual property law and commercialisation of technology. As with any major change, it's a little bit scary. What on earth was I doing? A sole practitioner at 27 with an office in Elizabeth Street, Sydney. But thanks to the support of my parents and graduates, don't forget to thank your families for their support throughout your studies. Your achievement today is also their achievement. I took up the challenge, I'm proud to say, and I helped a variety of innovators and small businesses with their intellectual property protection and commercialisation. But of course, I was terrible at billing, and so soon realised I need to supplement my income. That is how my academic career began, something I never in a million years would have thought I would do, but here I am. Wollongong University was starting a law school and was seeking teachers in intellectual property and taxation. Fancy that. I was encouraged to apply, and I thought, what have I got to lose? Well, that was scary too, out of my comfort zone, but I got the job, and so my dual life of legal practice and lecturing began. Little did I know that I was going to be thrown in the deep end with no previous experience teaching. I was supposed to tutor in the tax subjects for the accounting and finance students in my first semester, but the tax law professor left the university for South Africa just before semester started. So I was it, teaching 500 students and managing 5 tutors. Yes, that was scary. No PowerPoint slides back then, only overhead projectors for those of you who are old enough to remember that technology. Oh, and of course, paper aeroplanes. As I started to embrace academia and discovered I had an interest in legal research, I finally had an opportunity to take sabbatical. I was juggling a legal practice in Sydney and teaching in Wollongong for over 5 years, including taking on students to work in my practice as part of the legal practice placement program that we had. Don't worry, it was nothing dramatic like How to Get Away with Murder. Meanwhile, I was also active in a number of professional organisations such as the Licensing Executive Society, a global intellectual property professionals organisation, and also the Australian Biotechnology Association. I am a science law graduate with a Masters in Biotech. These organisations brought to light the impact of globalisations on both legal and scientific professions. Consequently, I discovered the Max Planck Institute for Intellectual Property and Competition Law in Munich and gained a scholarship to carry out research there in 1997-98, probably well before many of you were born. What was I to do with my practice? When opportunities present themselves, they often come with hard decisions. You have to weigh up the pros and cons, but ultimately you need to go with your internal voice, your instincts or gut feeling. I closed my office in Elizabeth Street and took sabbatical from Wollongong Law School and accepted the scholarship. Again, it was a little scary, leaving family and friends behind to go to the other side of the world with only a smattering of German language skills. But I did it, and I haven't looked back. That was the start of my research career with a significant focus on intellectual property law. Since then, I've had the privilege to work on a variety of funded projects, being mindful of the impact that these projects can have on our society through the mechanism of law reform. The most significant of these is the Garrawonga Linkage Project, bringing together Indigenous and non-Indigenous researchers to work on establishing a competent authority to protect Indigenous knowledge and culture in Australia. This has been a rewarding experience, to say the least, enabling us to work with Indigenous communities with the purpose of ensuring that the Anglo-Australian legal system advances Indigenous self-determination. I can't think of a better project that I have been a part of that encompasses the UTS values of discover, engage, empower, deliver, sustain, more than the Garrawonga project. Research leading up to and from that project has featured in the Productivity Commission's recent report on Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander visual arts and crafts, and has reinforced the real privilege of working with our First Nations peoples on such an important project with real-world impact. Back to teaching. And in 2008, I joined the UTS Law faculty to head the Postgraduate Intellectual Property Program, which provides the knowledge requirements for registration as a patent and trademark attorney. Embracing technology and developing a community of teachers drawn from practice and academia has made this program the leading intellectual program in Australia and New Zealand. We strive to create life-ready graduates who embrace diversity, and this is so regardless of which course you undertake here at UTS. So I want you to think about your experiences, the decisions you have had to make and decisions you will make into the future. As you are sitting here wondering, when is she going to finish? I want you to think about the challenges ahead, the difference you can make to the future and the opportunities ahead. Embrace them. Be proud and confident in your achievements to date. Thank your families and your friends for their role in those achievements, and go forward and live the story of your own unique life. Emeritus Professor McHugh.
Natalie, Professor Stoyanov, I would like to thank our occasional speaker, Professor Natalie Stoyanov, for the address she has just given us on this very important day for UTS graduates. And I think you'll agree it embodies everything we hope you've learned at UTS: cross-disciplinary, broad interest, global significance. I'd also like to say Natalie is a very close friend and long-term colleague of mine, and I'm very proud of everything you've done. So let's congratulate the speaker again. Let me acknowledge again the family and guests who are here with us today and those who are at home or watching. And on behalf of the graduates, we thank you for your support and everything that you've done for the graduates throughout their studies. So let me say that the very best wishes and the pride of the university go with each and every one of you. Congratulations again.
Ladies and gentlemen, that occasional address concludes the formal proceedings of the ceremony. The academic procession is about to leave the Great Hall. Would the congregation please rise for the academic procession?